Prepare yourself for an exciting journey into the world of Formula One that will open your eyes. Normally, we would applaud the track's victors, but today, we made a quick turn off the course. Imagine a driver whose name makes all motorsports fans cringe. This isn't your typical story of success, it's about a driver who was so controversial that many people believe he was the worst in Formula One history. One name sticks out for all the wrong reasons in the fast-paced, precise world of Formula One where every second counts: Yuji Ide. Though he entered the race with high hopes, this Japanese driver rapidly proved to be the epitome of racing failure. Every race he took part in made spectators wonder why this guy was even on the tracks. Ide became a symbol of what can go wrong when someone who is obviously not cut out for the sport grabs the wheel of Formula One after his terrible short time there. The driver came on the scene full of hopes for fame, but ended up becoming a racing catastrophe post-child. In Yuji Ide's instance, the tale starts with modest beginnings and lofty goals. Imagine a van that spent more time on jacks than on the road, and picture a teenage racer from Urawa, Japan, who had little more than a love for speed. As Ide started his fast-paced trek, this was his reality. He started professional karting late at the age of 15, but he was firm in his goal. Driven by his family's passion for racing, he travelled across Japan, exploring circuits in his trusty van. But there were many bumps along the route to success. Many people consider Yuji Ide's brief Formula One career to be among the worst in the sport's history. His brief time with the Super Aguri F1 team in 2006 was characterized by a string of mishaps and poor driving, which finally caused him to leave Formula One early. Ide is usually recognized as the worst driver to have ever participated in Formula One, and in today's video, we're going to take a critical look at his career in the sport to highlight why. Entry into Formula One. Yuji Ide's debut in Formula One was characterized by insufficient training and inexperience. Even though he was an experienced driver in Japanese motorsport, he had little experience with the intense pressure and complex technicalities of Formula One. Aguri Suzuki, a former Formula One driver, founded Super Aguri, a new team that joined the competition with outdated machinery and little funding. Ide's introduction to Formula One was anything but seamless, and it soon became clear that he was not at all comfortable. His adventure, however, was far from over. He persisted in pursuing his racing goals from Formula 3 to Super GT, facing tough competition and unrelenting budgetary limitations. With every podium and near miss, Ide battled to establish his value in a sport where corporate agreements sometimes took precedence over skill. The Bahrain Grand Prix. Ide debuted in Formula One in the Bahrain Grand Prix in 2006. The only person to qualify earlier than him was Takuma Sato, a teammate. Ide struggled to keep up a competitive pace throughout the race, finishing 6 circuits behind the winner in 13th place. His lack of speed and inability to stay ahead of the field demonstrated how unfit and unprepared he was for the sport. Ide finished the marathon, but his poor performance hinted at the challenges that were to come. Malaysian Grand Prix. Ide's shortcomings were further highlighted at the Malaysian Grand Prix. He had to start from the back of the grid once more and didn't do well in the race. He retired due to a mechanical issue after just 33 laps. His driving was sluggish and unpredictable even in the laps he finished, showing little indications of progress from his rookie race. His difficulties in Malaysia served to further solidify the notion that he was not suited for Formula One. Australian Grand Prix. Ide's poor performance from the vehicle was evident when he qualified last for the Australian Grand Prix. Several mishaps plagued his race, and he eventually ended 3 laps behind in 13th place. Ide's driving was inconsistent and frequently unpredictable, which made others wonder about his skill and safety on the track. After 3 races, his inability to get better or to adjust showed that he should have just stopped trying. San Marino Grand Prix. Ide's Formula One career took a significant turn during the San Marino Grand Prix. He qualified at the back of the grid once more. Christian Albert's vehicle flipped during the race after Ide and Albert's clashed on the first lap. Ide's lack of awareness and control on the track was evident in this event, which put other drivers and himself in danger. Albert's automobile was damaged in the collision, but there were also other significant safety issues. Revocation of license and dismissal. The Fédération Internationale de l'Automobile (FIA) recommended Super Aguri take Ide's seat after the San Marino incident because of safety concerns. Super Aguri obliged, reducing Ide to the position of test driver and appointing Franck Montagny in his place. Then, in an unusual move, the FIA revoked Ide's super license, preventing him from participating in any more Formula One races. This unusual action highlighted how dangerous he was on the track and how incompetent he was. Reasons for failure. When we look back at his career in Formula One, we can highlight some core issues which seem responsible for this failure. Lack of experience. Ide found it challenging to adjust to the demands of the sport since he had very little prior experience competing at the F1 level or in high-performance single-seaters. He jumped into the sport without actually thinking it through. Limited testing. Ide didn't have much opportunity to test the vehicle in the Super Aguri because of its late entry into the 2006 season, which is important for adjusting oneself to Formula One racing. Another reason why one labels him a careless driver. Poorer equipment. Super Aguri's outdated machinery severely disadvantaged Ide when compared to drivers of more competitive vehicles. This does not, however, justify his careless driving or lack of fundamental self-control. Pressure and scrutiny. He was probably under a lot of pressure and scrutiny from the media and other drivers, which hampered his performance and resulted in errors and erratic driving. This also further signals that he was just not suited to be in the limelight, and more specifically in a sport that demands such composure. Although Yuji Ide's Formula One career lasted only 4 races, he left a lasting negative impression on the sport. Several bad races, a scary driving mishap, and his incapacity to control the vehicle contributed to his status as the worst driver in Formula One history. Ide's brief and turbulent time in the Formula One ranks should serve as a lesson on the value of sufficient training and experience. One should not jump into a sport that one has no knowledge or experience about. Thinking that you can achieve something and actually being able to achieve it are two very different things to think about. You know, success isn't really a one-size-fits-all type of thing. You realize you may put everything into something, your whole heart and soul, and yet find yourself face first in a pile of banana peels. But hey, there's always a bright side. Take Yuji as an example. Even though he tried his hardest to avoid colliding with every obstruction on the roads and in life, he nevertheless ended up winning the title of worst driver in Formula One. He seems to have a remarkable ability to make every automobile ride into an exciting, unexpected journey. What do you all think? Should he try his luck again, or is he not cut out for the sport? Let us know in the comment section below. If you liked this video, hit the subscribe button and press the bell icon to notify you as soon as we upload our next video. Thanks for watching.